This is CCS-TV, empowering voices, inspiring futures.
Building your child's financial future starts earlier than you think, and it starts with Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union. With the Kids Credit Union, families can take simple, achievable steps today that lead to big outcomes tomorrow. We believe small, consistent saving habits build confidence, responsibility, and lifelong financial stability. Your child could graduate with up to $10,000 to kickstart their future. We're more than a bank. We're a long-term partner in your child's life. Stop by your local branch today and let's start their journey together.
Hi everyone, Pat Smeraldo, Collaborative Children's Solutions, CCS-TV here with the launch of a new show. We've talked about this and what we're going to start doing. This show is a dedication and a celebration of people in our community that care for children and adults with all abilities, we'll call it. It is a new podcast called the All Abilities Inclusion Connection Podcast, and it's to draw light to all the positive things that are going on for students and kids and up to adults with disabilities, people would call that, but they're all abilities. And today, on the first initial podcast, there's nobody better in the world to have than Ms. Laurie Reynolds, the Associate Director of Prevention Works and the founder of the Kids and Sib Summer Camp.
Yes.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate you. Laurie is, she can tell your story, and I'm going to let her just talk, but she's a very innovative person with a tremendous heart that does a ton at Prevention Works with, you know, all the programming they have and things like this, but this is her own, we'll call it her own little passion that she has for this. So tell us how this came about and why it came about.
So Kids and Sibs came from actually my son Luke. He has autism level 2, which means moderate, and my daughter Liliana, she's the sibling. And what we found is there wasn't much, when Luke was diagnosed, there wasn't much for him as a child with disabilities. But also what, I used to run a parent support group, and what we found is not just Lily, but the other siblings had commonalities of feeling like they're not good enough, that sometimes they are not treated the same as the child with disabilities. They think that it's not fair that, I might discipline Luke one way and Lily another. And there's just a lot of commonalities across the board with siblings of children with disabilities. And a lot of it too was like social anxiety and things like that. So what I realized was, well, it's not just about the kids with disabilities, but the component of the siblings is equally as important.
Sure.
Because oftentimes they're the ones that feel left in the dust. And I really want to make it clear for siblings and for parent awareness that how can we do a better job as caregivers to make sure that they know that we just treat each person's brain accordingly versus, whatever. So
yeah, and that is a huge point. Obviously, you've done a lot of parent support groups and things like that, and sibling support and things like that. So the camp in itself came from that, like to put the two of them together.
Yeah, it started from the support groups of just kind of getting the same, the validation of feelings and frustrations of, not enough resources around the community, or what can I do for my child? And again, it came from that of like, I feel like we need to kick this camp off because I wanted my son Luke to have something that's a traditional camp.
Sure.
And I wanted Lily to be able to feel like she could be herself, and to also get the validation from other siblings. Like, I'm not alone in this feeling here. So you feel that way about your, and a lot of the siblings we noticed came from of like them just checking out their brother or sister in the camp, just like worried about them.
Sure.
And so anyways, we find a lot of common traits with the siblings.
Oh yeah, and that's the inclusion connection, and like the child should be able to, one, should be able to go to camp, and then two, like you say, missing the things. And I've noticed that too, just in teaching or what have you, the caregiver, the day-to-day care, they are the caregivers, right?
Yeah.
So with the camp, when is it?
It's August 20th and August 21st of 2026.
This coming August of 20, the fifth one.
Sixth
one, get out.
Sixth one.
Sixth one coming out. Wow, that's a lot.
I know, sixth.
And it's at
Camp Anyasa.
Camp Anyasa.
In DeWittville.
Yeah, in DeWittville. So from here to then, we'll have a monthly, this is a monthly podcast. We're going to have a monthly segment, but basically Laurie and her team are going to dominate this segment from here into the kids and sibs, and we're going to tell you all kinds of stories about this. There's incredible, has been in the past, incredible community support. You just had a community donation, we'll say.
Yeah, Jamestown Battle of the Classes, they picked kids and sibs as a recipient for a donation, and they were able to raise, I think it was $6,100.
Sure.
So that really helps us out immensely because it's around $200 to send a child to camp for the 2 days.
And it's free to the families.
Yeah, so the whole idea is I didn't want it to be a barrier why kids or sibs could not attend.
Sure.
So it is free to all families. So that's the nice thing about the camp. You don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, and it's at Camp Anyasa, which is beautiful. It's right on the water. And they experience like boating, I mean, everything that kids at camp would do.
So they do. They go boating, fishing, they swim. They have the boating and canoeing kind of a thing.
Sure.
And then they have arts and crafts this year, thanks to Children's Solutions. We have a petting zoo that's coming. They're going to come on Friday, I think, of this year. Yep. And then that Thursday we have Karate of All Abilities that come every year, and he does an amazing job with the kids
I've worked
too.
with that guy. Yeah,
he's great.
Yeah,
he's really good.
And that's the thing is they get to experience what kids at camp, day camp, it's a day camp, but kids at camp go to.
Yeah.
I've witnessed it. Like the parents are very comfortable about leaving kids and things.
Yeah, that's another thing that as a parent I wanted to make sure is that it's actually a place where you can leave your child there and not worry about those phone calls.
Right.
There's been several times that I've dropped Luke off and I'm just like, oh, please, fingers crossed that I don't get that phone call. We've had to make a couple of phone calls in the last 6 years, only because of safety concerns, but that is it. I mean, if there's behaviors, we got it. I mean, we have one-on-ones. All of it is volunteer-based. Yep. No one gets paid to attend or to staff to be there for the camp, so that's the nice thing.
Yeah, your staff comes up and helps a ton.
And our staff from Prevention Works, we have a nice committee. Our committee consists of Prevention Works. We meet monthly. Prevention Works, the Resource Center, trying to think who else nowadays. It's really much the Resource Center and us, and then obviously Camp Anyasa.
Sure.
John O'Brien, the camp director, has been more than amazing about this camp. He was very much ready to go, and from this, he's even expanded the camp for people with disabilities too. So he's created more sidewalks for wheelchairs. He's created more ADA compliant bathrooms. Same with his playground. Like he's made Camp Anyasa more inclusive for all.
That's awesome. So we're going to be hitting this from here until August. Laurie is a pro at this. She has a deep passion for this. It's well known. She has a staff. And we're going to be talking about, volunteers that we're going to need and the activities that are going to be taking place and who's providing those and how you can get involved. And is there a link up now?
Yes, so if you go to Kids and Sibs Facebook page, we do have different flyers on there. So there's a couple of different links. One is the Save the Date, which has 2 different QR codes on there for to volunteer or to donate or sponsor. Okay. Any money is appreciated. That's for sure. $5, that's great too. We'll take it. It all adds up. And then we also have a registration that's open now.
Awesome.
And this year, we were capped at 60, and we are able to have almost 80 kids now.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's the first year that we're doing that.
That's awesome. That's
if we get enough volunteers.
Yeah. So we'll be sharing all those, and all you kids out there, you high school kids are looking for Honor Society hours, this is the way. But on this podcast from here on out, obviously we're going to highlight Laurie from here to August and all her people. Maybe she can bring some people in, we'll figure it out. But we're also going to highlight the unified scene here in Chautauqua County, Special Olympics, things like that, all the other opportunities that are far. And we're going to talk to an old friend of mine with Harrison Playmakers. Mr. Harrison Phillips is going to take part in this, and we're going to highlight what his organization is doing around the country in Omaha, Minneapolis, Buffalo, New York City now, and bring some stuff to Chautauqua County. He's been here, he's been a huge supporter, and he's just like Laurie, he has his why, which Laurie has her why. So thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're going to, every month we'll do this. We'll get it all figured out. We'll get all kinds of donations and volunteers to have the greatest camp in the world. Thank you.
Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you.
Phone Zone. We've got you covered from head to toe, literally. From the latest sneakers to the hottest phones, we carry the county's largest cell phone inventory and the freshest styles, all at prices that can't be beaten. We're friendly, we know our stuff, and we're here to make your experience as easy as possible. Locally owned and operated since 2011, we're not just a store, we're your neighbors. Phone Zone, your one-stop shop for all things mobile.
Welcome to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, located at 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history of Chautauqua County.
In Lakewood, life moves with the rhythm of the lake. Morning coffee with friends, afternoons on the tennis courts, evenings filled with music and laughter. From pickleball rallies to family sailing, from local shops to the farmer's market, Lakewood is where moments turn into memories. This is community. This is connection. This is Lakewood, New York, where good times live.
Hello, everyone. Pat Smeraldo here from Collaborative Children's Solutions and CCS-TV for the All Abilities and Inclusion Connection podcast. We have a special guest here joining us this evening through Zoom. And this gentleman and I have worked a little bit together. Number 97 is in the house, Harrison Phillips. Harrison, how you doing, brother?
Hey, it's a blessing to reconnect, man. I'm bummed I can't be there in person. I love giving some love to my Jamestown people, but yeah, I'm in New Jersey right now in OTAs and working out.
Cool, great. And Harrison and I mean, guy's a pro football legend in my book. He's a great player. He's an incredible player. He's a better person. He's an incredible man, man of faith, man of family, and deep love for community and kids. Harry, just to catch everybody up, currently New York Jet, number 97. Tell me a little bit about Harrison's playmakers and like the background and where we came from that.
Yeah, I mean, Cliff Notes version, I mean, I could go for 30 minutes just on that. But long story short is I founded Harrison's Playmakers around the time I got into the league. And at that time, I was trying to figure out exactly what avenue I wanted to do to give back. It's always been a huge part of me. My earliest memories are serving, mission trips. I started a couple nonprofits when I was in college and would tutor different kids in elementary school. And my origin story of wanting to work with kids with developmental differences and special needs goes back to when I was in middle school. I went to lunch one day. My table I normally sat at was full. I saw our special education department sitting at a table that had some open seats. I went over there. And though friends and teachers thought I was trying to make a joke, I really was over there trying to make new friends, which is exactly what I did, who are friends with me to this day, kids that I ended up going to homecoming and prom with on my party bus and stuff like that. And seeing the families say how much it meant to know that their son or daughter they thought would never go to prom, and now he's going with the prom king. The influence and the impact that made, I said, when I get to the NFL, I want to make sure and highlight this sometimes overlooked population. We've grown to 4 cities. I think my dad, we did a little report that showed over the last 5 years, we'd have 12,000 plus participants come to my events. And we're growing, working with individuals with all different types of differences, individuals with Down syndrome, with autism, hard of hearing, visually impaired, spina bifida, cancer survivor, just tons of different people who we say our heart's unbiased and have a lot of love to give. And I appreciate our relationship with Special Olympics and Unified Sports, who help us grow into these markets, and trying to hope that New Jersey can take off just like Buffalo and Minnesota and Omaha.
Yeah, that's so awesome. And I think, Harry, the part that I always stress about you and your organization is you're in Omaha, obviously hometown, but you're in the other cities are cities you've played in. And not that you did that when you played there, but when someone isn't playing there anymore, you still carried that on. You didn't leave those kids or those families behind, which I think is one of the most honorable things ever that a person could do. So that's kudos to you, and in Minneapolis, Buffalo, and now New York. So that's awesome. And Harrison's Playmaker's been around. You mentioned that forever. Chapters we've talked about, right? Omaha, hometown. And here's the thing, Minneapolis, Buffalo, and New York. Here's the thing, Tuesdays during the season is usually your day off. That's when you guys are off to do what you got to do, get your treatments and whatever. And you just show up at different places. To me, and you're very well documented on social media and stuff. That's the thing I love. You could, if you're on a bye, sometimes you go back home to Omaha, you're doing something with your kids there. You're, the group, and you have leaders and organizers in these cities too that still help you to this day. Once again, that speaks to your character. And you're just doing events for these kids. What type of events, what do the Playmakers, what's going on?
Yeah, we're doing a lot. I mean, there's been some years that in Western New York, we've done 12, 14, 16 events in a calendar year. So we're really having tried to touch point about once a month. And as I'm spreading, I like to physically be there. I can't, as I'm in different cities. But, I zoom into a lot of my events. I think we're most well known for our sports camp over the summer. And we say sports camp because, we're doing some football drills, some soccer drills, some basketball, but there might also be a bounce house or a petting zoo or face painting. Like, it's really just to create relationships, friendships, encourage the things that sports bring, failing and getting back up, celebrating other people's success, the character of hard work and passion and grit. So we do these sports camps annually. We'll also do things where we rent out movie theaters for a premiere of a new movie. We'll rent out Dave & Buster's or some type of facility like that to have something in the winter. We do some winter sports events. We do a Christmas party. We do something around Thanksgiving where we'll hand out meals to veterans. We go to parks and clean up parks. We participate in some of the walkathons that might be raising money for other nonprofits. We've talked about doing a concert. I'm trying to think of all the different stuff that we've done. I mean, there is a lot of fun things. We've gone to volleyball games. We've gone to spring football games. We've gone to training camps, NFL training camps to come hang out. And what we're doing, I think the unique approach is that at each one of our free events, the cost of entry is normally a pay it forward. So this would be us encouraging our Playmakers to give back in their own communities. And so in Omaha or in Western New York, we'll partner with another nonprofit from any facility of the space. It could be, we've worked with foster care, homeless, animal shelters, veterans affairs, police, just any nonprofit that needs our help. We sometimes get wish lists from those, or we partner and figure out how can our Playmaker pups, we got 250 kids coming to a camp or 50 kids coming to a movie theater. What can they bring that can help your nonprofit move forward? And it's hard to track those donations and what the values are, but it would be tens of thousands of dollars we've raised in goods or money for other nonprofits off of the backs of Harrison's Playmakers, which people would think we're doing the charity for the Harrison's Playmakers. No. They're independent, kick-ass people who are serving in their communities too.
Yeah, and that's, once again, that's another thing that I think is just so admirable, and things that you do, and that you do, get your kids, your families involved in the support of others, because strength in numbers, right? Together, we're stronger together than we are apart, which is great. I personally, obviously, have attended camps in Buffalo, movies, things like that. You came here and did an event for us in 23, which is still, the people are asking me, what are we gonna do? We'll get to that. Those are the things that I am privileged to see through growth, through social media and stuff, and I'm with that happening and those things are doing, that's why I feel that it's a need for this podcast once a month to talk about our local stuff here in Jamestown and Chautauqua County, our Special Olympics, our sports. But we want to highlight you once a month and what you're doing literally around the country, right? And I really love the fact that your family's involved, mom, dad, you're very, I see your dad doing stuff all the time, Build-A-Bear workshops and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff that being in Western New York, sometimes we can't see past Western New York sometimes, but that I think is not only good for the people that are involved, I think it says the message of, like, look what he's doing in cities that he's not in anymore. He still has roots in the cities that he's in. I think that's literally the craziest, most admirable thing a person could do. So I've told you that dozens of times. Kudos to that. Coming up, camps. You've also, and I've told people, in Buffalo I was used to it and what have you. You have a team of within playmakers of not only your directors and your helpers, Deborah and all that, but some players help you as well. Some teammates or former teammates even still help you and stuff like that. What's that like? I mean, that's just the strong bond that you guys had as a team?
Yeah, I mean, originally those first couple seasons that I was gone from Western New York and I moved to Minnesota, I was relying on some of the defensive linemen I played with, some of the linebackers. I'm thinking of, Josh. Also, Jim Kelly always has been just a huge advocate to show up when he can. AJ Epinesa was a big one. Spencer Brown, Tommy Doyle was at everything I ever asked. Reggie Gilliam, Quentin Morris, and now we have some of our So there's some players like Alex, who Anderson. I've never even played with him. We never overlapped together. But he was brought by Spencer and AJ, and he sees the work and he wants to do more. Yeah. Also, my relationship with Dennis DePaulo at Ilios. He has his in with the Bills players, and so he's always telling me, hey, this new rookie, he's a good one. You should reach out to him. And so I was able to, Kair or whoever these guys are vetting to me, they might be interested in your foundation. I'll reach out to them, and they'll come out and help. But I think it means a lot. It definitely means a lot to me that I'm gone, just like the Punt Foundation, how I never played with, Brian, and I was at his gala to help, even though I never played with him. And I'm looking at, hey, I'm 10 years removed, or going to be, going on 10 years in this league. And some of the guys I played with, they're no longer there. But playing in Western New York is different. And it's super special. And you mentioned how I'm able to keep my foundation there running so well because of the volunteers. It's because of the city of good neighbors. It's the parents of these individuals. It's the people I've met who saw me as a young kid coming in there with this heart that just wanted to give and put out a roadmap how it could happen. And then even after I left, they still see me. They cared about Harrison Phillips. They didn't care about number 99. And I'm gone. And that's not the case for every city you play in. And so Western New York cared about me as a person, cared about my passions, saw what I was trying to do in my communities. And I mean, we have roadmaps and plans to expand to Jamestown, to expand to Rochester, to grow even more, because there seems to still be a demand. I've been removed from Buffalo for like 5 years, and we have more members today than we did when I was playing. And so it's saying that we're doing something, and the only way we're doing that is through all of our amazing volunteers.
Yeah, we're and Jill and I and the boys and the people we work here, we're honored to be a part of it just because of that growth. Even when Santa popped up from Jamestown to the Buffalo Christmas party, and we saw Spencer Brown there, you could see as a person coming in just the buy-in those guys have, right? This isn't fake. This isn't phony. They're not doing an appearance. They're not there just to sit at a table, sign autographs. These guys are ingrained with kids. Took a picture with every kid there, every person there. I mean, they are vested, and that's really special. Plus the big dog. Just touch on that for 1 second. You got a big dog thing cooking.
No, yeah, that's actually what I was going to mention. It's super cool. When we are going to highlight once a month, I think we'll almost always have something to talk about our big dogs. And Buffalo, because it was my first area, we did Omaha too, but Buffalo is where I was really founded, and we have our most members, and we've done the most events. And again, because of Debbie and my team and Lisa and Christine and Mark, everybody, they came up with the idea is a Playmaker pup. There should be some type of promotion that you can earn to be out of the Playmakers and into a new group called Big Dogs. And it's a very select group, and it's kind of arbitrarily, we just make the decision of like, hey, this person has gone to a ton of events. They've shown all the traits that we want as a big dog, and we might recruit them in and give them an interview and see if you want to be a part of a big dog. And what it is at our events that we do from now on, the big dogs don't participate alongside the playmakers, the playmaker pups. They are volunteers now, and we are promoting our once camp members who are participating in the camps to now helping run the camps and help run the stations and check you in and give out T-shirts and help with the meal distributions. And we have a bunch of playmakers across the country who have full-time or jobs, part-time, full-time, whatever it may be. And we think the Big Dogs program is an amazing program to try to keep helping educate and mature our playmaker pups into more modeled citizens and can live as independently as they may choose to and have all abilities to do that through our Big Dogs program. Yeah,
absolutely. And that's just amazing. I'm so enthralled by that. We're going to be showing some big things that you're doing, Omaha, everywhere. I hope to get some of the kids involved, some of the board members, some of the family involved, and find out what's going on with pictures and video of what you're doing. I think if the more that's highlighted, I'm a person that believes that grows more. Well, if he's doing that, we can help, we can chip in, and we can do that, and we get stuff going. So we're going to be in touch about that real quick. We have to. You're in OTAs right now, baby. What's going on?
Man, we're working. We're in the last week of phase 1 of OTAs, moving into phase 2 next week. And man, we've revamped. The energy feels a little different. I wasn't here for OTAs last year, but just how the season went versus where we are now. Our free agency, we kicked butt, signed a bunch of veteran players who've played a lot in this league and are high character people. Then in the draft, we had 3 first-round picks, drafted another 5 or 6 or whatever it is, and we've got 20 rookies coming in here in the next couple weeks. So vibes are high, and we're just hoping that we obviously have to improve on last season. Winning 3 or 4 games isn't what any of us signed up for. That's that's not why you played the game. But I think that it's been cool to see from our owner to our GM to our head coach, everyone has shown us as players we want to win. Yeah, and as players, that makes you want to invest just as much.
Yep, and the schedule will be out here in a couple weeks. We'll find out when you're coming back to Western New York. Can't wait. I love those days. That's the best. Hopefully it's in the warmer weather. I've rumored, my wife hopes she doesn't see this. I said I might go for a walk when the Jets come back just for a couple of days and walk up to Buffalo again and see Harrison. She's like, nah, we're done with that. I'm about 3 years older than that now. She said, we're about done with that. I said, but don't worry. I always get her with the kids. I said, don't worry. It's for the kids, though.
Yeah.
And somehow she fades. So
maybe we'll have you walk. Maybe we'll just have you walk from the old stadium to the new stadium.
Oh, I told her I walked in New York. I go right down Route 17 from Jamestown here. I go, it's only like 6-hour drive. I said, I'll only take 4 or 5 days. No big deal.
You're crazy.
Hey, I totally appreciate you, my man. I cannot wait to check into you. We're going to end this now. But listen, I think you're amazing. I think your group is amazing. I think the people that you have involved pulling all the strings together for you. It takes a village. And if you don't have one of the most glued together organizations in the country, I don't know who does. It's done it's done out of love. It's done out of love and compassion and celebration. It really is to me. And I appreciate you. I appreciate all you do. I can't wait to do more of this. I appreciate you, my man. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thank you for allowing us to share our great stories and highlight some amazing people. And I'm super thankful. I'll make sure that my board and my social media people and everybody gets all the videos and photos so you guys can see what we're doing. And if anybody watching ever has questions or I could ever advocate for you or your child or your foundation, reach out to Pat and he can get it to me and we can figure something out.
Appreciate you, my man. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Jamestown, New York is where innovation meets sustainable growth, fostering a vibrant community of creative, dedicated people who truly love where they live. It's a place where you can build a fulfilling life with excellent schools, quality healthcare, and a cost of living that supports your ideal lifestyle. Blending small-town charm with easy access to big city amenities, Jamestown is the perfect place to live, work, and raise a family. Jamestown, New York, the pearl of opportunity and balance.
In Lakewood, life moves with the rhythm of the lake. Morning coffee with friends, afternoons on the tennis courts, evenings filled with music and laughter. From pickleball rallies to family sailing, from local shops to the farmer's market, Lakewood is where moments turn into memories. This is community. This is connection. This is Lakewood, New York, where good times live.